Hi, today we're going to talk about example 5.10, corn storage problem. Hopefully you watched the other video online that discusses storage costs, determining storage costs, and that you have printed off this example worksheet. I will take the time now to go through this problem with you, and please feel free to follow along. Information on top of this page is what we're going to use to figure out our cost of storage. Our corn price at harvest is $5 a bushel. We're going to use that later on for determining cost of shrink, cost of interest on inventory, cost of quality deterioration. The storage charge, our local elevator, is 12 cents for the first 3 months, and then 2 cents for every month after the initial 3. So we'll take a look at that. The debt payment on farm storage bins, 10 cents, and depreciation on farm storage bins is 5 cents, for a grand total of 15 cents of fixed costs on our on-farm grain storage bins. Corn moisture in the field is 19%. That actually is just there to trick you. We don't actually need that number to figure our cost of storage. You'll see that in a little bit when we figure out cost of extra moisture. We'll use the moisture for harvest sale, the corn moisture for on-farm storage, and the moisture for off-farm storage. We will also figure cost of shrink at 1.25% shrink per dried point, drying cost of 2 cents per point per bushel, interest on grain inventory at 6% annually, extra cost of handling at 2%, and quality deterioration 1% of grain price. So let's start off. Storage charge on farm will be the 10 cents plus the 5 cents for a grand total of 15 cents. 15 cents no matter how long we store this corn. 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, it won't matter on farm. The bins cost us the same whether we store the corn there or not. Even if we never put the corn in those bins, they cost us 15 cents a bushel to have those bins standing there. Okay, what does that mean, 15 cents a bushel? Well, for example, if we had a 20,000 bushel bin, at 15 cents a bushel, that bin cost us $3,000 a year standing there. Obviously, if we didn't put any corn in the bin, we would not get a bill for this, but it's the fixed cost, as I said, of owning those grain bins. In town, we're charged 12 cents for the first 3 months. So first 3 months is 12 cents. At 6 months, we have to add 3 more months of storage at 2 cents a piece. So 3 times 2 is 6 cents. We add this 6 cents to the initial 12 cents for a grand total of 18 cents. We add 6 more cents for 9 months. Now we're up to 24. Interest on inventory. Interest on inventory is an important number. We don't get a bill for this. Okay, if we have corn in the bin, we could have sold that grain, used the money to pay off other debts, invest in other facilities or other enterprises. And if that corn is stuck in our bin, we don't get to use that money. So therefore, we need to charge ourselves for that use of the money. And that's going to be the same in town or on the farm. Our corn price is $5 a bushel. We're going to multiply that times 6% or 0.06, and then divide that by 12. So 6% of $5 is 30 cents. We divide 30 cents by 12 to get a grand total of 2.5 cents a month. So interest on inventory, if it's 2.5 cents a month, that'd be 7.5 cents for each 3-month period. 7.5, 15, 22.5. And like I said, that's whether we have the grain in town or on our own farm. We need to charge ourselves that interest. Drying costs for extra moisture. Okay, if we sell our corn in town right out of the field, we are required to dry it to 15.5% moisture. This is the common moisture level at which grain is traded. If we're going to store it at home, we need to dry it further so that it keeps in the grain bin. We do not have spoilage. In town, we're going to be asked to dry it to 14%. Again, so that the elevator does not risk the grain spoiling. On farm, we're drying a little bit further because we might actually be storing it on our farm longer. If we store it in town, that corn might actually be marketed well before our on-farm storage. So for on-farm storage, we need to dry to 13%, 13.5%. If we sell this corn, we dry it to 15.5%. So that's 2 points of extra moisture that we're going to dry. If our drying cost is 2 cents per point of moisture, 2 cents times 2 points equals 4 cents. For on-farm storage, whether we keep it 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, it's 4 cents of extra drying. In town, we're only going to take 1.5 points. So 1.5 points times 2 cents is 3 cents of extra drying cost. Extra shrink. Extra shrinkage is the loss of water. We were drying the corn, we're removing water from that corn. If we would not have to dry so far, if we sold it right out of the field at 15.5%, we could sell that water as corn. So by removing that water, we are now unable to sell it. So we need to charge ourselves for that extra amount of water. Here's the formula, 1.25% per point dried. So we take points times 1.25% times grain price. So for on-farm storage, 2 points times 1.25% per point times $5. That equals 2.5% of $5, which is 12.5 cents. So 12.5 cents is the extra shrink, a lot more than I bet you thought it was going to be. 12.5 cents of moisture that we could have sold as corn. On farm, not so bad, in town, not so bad because we're only drying 1.5 points. So 1.5 points times 1.25% times $5 is 9.375 cents. We're going to round up to 9.4 cents. Okay. Extra handling. Yeah, if we take our corn home and put it in the bin versus going straight to town, that's extra time and effort of putting the corn in the bin, leaving it there, then getting it back out. So we need to charge ourselves, on this sheet, we're going to charge ourselves 2 cents a point. That might actually, 2 cents a bushel, that might actually be a little bit light. We're going to go ahead and charge ourselves that. Now, if we take it to town and store it at town at the local elevator, we don't have that handling charge. That's their problem. Once we take the corn to town, it's out of our hands. We do not have to take it back out of our bin. We don't have to run an auger or anything like that. So that's just a charge that we incur if we keep our corn at home. Quality deterioration is another one that we're going to do on farm, and that's 1% of grain price. Well, $5 times 1% equals 5 cents. Again, only at home, because again, once that corn is at the elevator, that's their problem. They are going to have to deal with the problem of grain going out of condition. So now we need to, if we add up the 6 different categories of storage, we're going to end up with 45 cents, 52.5 cents, 60 cents, 33.4 cents, 46.9 cents, 60.4 cents. Now we're going to take those numbers and add it to our fall price to figure out what we need to justify storing our grain. Well, if fall price is $5, we need to add all these storage costs to $5 to figure out our break-even price from storing the grain. For on-farm for 3 months, we need $5.45 of price gain to justify the storage costs. On-farm for 6 months, $5.52.5. On-farm for 9 months, $5.60. In town for 3 months, $5.33.4. In town for 6 months, $5.46.9. In town for 9 months, $5.60.4. So as you can see, this is a very important information. Storing our grain is not free. A lot of people use storing grain as a marketing tool, and it can be, but we need to understand that we do not store corn at home or in town for free. There is a substantial cost of storing this grain. Hopefully you can grasp this concept, understand the mathematics shown here, and hopefully everything makes sense. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call or drop me an email at your convenience.